Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Cerebral Palsy. I'd like to welcome everybody, all the new subscribers and all the current subscribers, of course. As I always do in every video, I welcome everybody. I just want to, in today's video, I want to talk and get a little personal with you guys. But before I do, I'd like to remind everybody to please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Like my videos, comment with any question that you might have, and like and share. In today's video, I wanted to be a little personal with you guys, one-on-one, and tell you the personal story of mine, about me and my disability. I have cerebral palsy from birth. I was born in Kyrgyzstan, Russia, April 2nd, 1991, 6 months premature. The doctors told my parents that he's probably not going to survive the next few days. Even if he does, he'll be permanently disabled or paralyzed, or it's going to be a very hard life, they said. The doctors, that was the doctors back in that day, that was the doctor's nice way of saying, you guys can get rid of him if you'd like, because he'd be a burden to you guys. But my parents said, no, we're going to keep him. We're going to raise him as our own, because he's our child, he's our blood. And no matter what hard times we're going to have, we're going to get through it, because we believe in the power of, we believe in God, you know, we'll get through any tough, difficult path that He takes us through. I was born with cerebral palsy and the lack of movement in my feet. I was basically wheelchair bound. I couldn't move my feet, my legs, no movement at all whatsoever. My dad had built a couple of railings for me in our apartment at home to kind of start some home therapy remedies to get movement in my feet. After that, I started to do that therapy and that movement to strengthen whatever muscles or whatever strength I had left in my muscles, to strengthen them even more. As I got older, we decided as a family to move to the United States. Hopefully that there would be something that they could do for me in the U.S. to make me feel better, or make me, you know, get a better life for me, you know. So we migrated to the U.S. We moved to Los Angeles when I was 5 years old, and I went to Los Angeles Children's Hospital in Los Angeles to get a consultation with the doctors there to see what they can do, because we heard that the backstory to this is my parents were walking at a park one time, and some stranger came up to them and said, you need to take him to Los Angeles Children's Hospital because they could help him there. Some random stranger that we never knew, my parents never knew, came up to them and said, you need to take this child to Los Angeles Children's Hospital in Los Angeles, because they can help him there. They can help fix him and give him a better life there. So we packed our stuff and we went over to Los Angeles, consulted with doctors there, and they said, yeah, we could possibly do a hamstring surgery in his legs to loosen up the hamstrings so he can have some type of movement in his legs. Of course, back in that time, in 1998, there was no technology wasn't there or that advanced back in the day. So for that type of surgery, it required full body cast. Of course, it was absolute misery being in a full body cast for almost 6 months, from your tippy toes to your hips, as you see in these photos. So after that, the cast was removed, and I started to, rehab therapy, both in my elementary school that I attended and rehab facilities back in the Los Angeles area, with frequent visits to the doctor for checkups and things like that. After that, I started to gain more and more strength, stamina, endurance, stability, both in my upper body and lower body, and strength. As more and more therapy continued, I started to use a walker to start walking with more stability, and spending less and less time in my wheelchair. And with using a walker, I was able to walk more and more, build up the strength in my legs to continue to walk and be as strong as I possibly could. But in that meantime, my faith in God grew stronger and stronger as I continued to pray to God, for many years. If he had an answer to my prayer regarding a possible another surgery that would prolong my mobility even more and make my mobility even better, because as I got older, my knees, yes, my legs gotten stronger, and I was able to walk more and get more strength in my legs, but my knees would start to twist and drag to the ground. They would be twisted, so it would require me to wear orthotic braces on my feet to keep them straight. Those braces created blisters on my feet, and all kinds of other obstacles and pains and things like that. And I really didn't want to wear those braces because they caused blisters and sores, but they helped keep my legs straight, and they helped me basically walk straight on a daily basis, even though it was a lot of pain and misery wearing them. Then I started pool therapy and swimming, and that was the best strength and conditioning therapy there was. As I got older and older, I went through various different crutch sizes, and I became stronger and stronger, and began to walk more. And with more and more therapy as time went on. As I got older, my wish and my motivation was, if there's another operation out there, if there's another way to make me even better as I got older, as technology advanced. If there was other ways to prolong my life in a better way, I was all for it. So I began, praying to God. As as time went on, I began praying to God that, on a daily basis, that God, there's another way to make my life better, straighten me up more, let it be your will, and I believed in that power of prayer, and that prayer on a daily basis. I believed in it. I continued to pray and not lose faith. And as time went on, our family slowly ended up moving up to the Great Pacific Northwest from California. And it was very hard for me to leave California and leave all of the great people that I knew there, the great friends, basically the second family that I made for everyone that I met from the beginning, because I was there since I was 5 years old. And so our family slowly started to move to the Great Pacific Northwest, Washington, Seattle. We were the last ones left in California, so we just packed up and moved. When we moved to where we're currently living in Washington, I met a great family that lived in the same neighborhood as I do, and they had a son named Adam that had the exact same disability as I do. And it's very hard to find someone with cerebral palsy that has the exact same condition as you do. So we became really good friends, and they once told me that they took their son to Shriners Children's Hospital in Portland. And at the time, I was about 17, 18, and they said, well, we've been taking our son there for a very long time, and they did wonders there. They specialize in cerebral palsy patients and conditions. They have wonderful doctors, wonderful staff there that can work wonders. Why don't you just go there and get a consultation just to talk to the doctors? So they one day they just put me into their car and drove me in their car to the hospital. And, I was just thinking that I was going to get a consultation, just to get to know the doctors and see what they say. And for those who don't know, Shriners Children's Hospital is a hospital for hospital that patients don't have to pay for care if you can't afford it. If your insurance can't pay for it and you can't afford it, you're not responsible to pay for care. It's basically uncompensated care for the ones who can't afford it. But it's great. It's a great hospital because it's funded by donations. And at this time, I didn't know who my doctor was going to be, because in this hospital you don't know who your doctor is assigned. You find out when you're there during your consultation. And the doctor walks in, and it just happens to be the same exact doctor that treated Adam for all his surgeries and all his appointments. And Adam's mom just got really emotional, and she just says to me, "You are in absolute golden, great hands. Um, this doctor is absolutely amazing. He does wonders. You're in great hands." So I was just appalled and basically shocked that, you know, here was my answer to my prayer that I've been praying about a very long time. Um, and during that appointment, I was just thinking I was just going to talk to the doctors and get an opinion and go from there. The doctor did a full evaluation of my condition, ran a few tests, and says, "I can make you better. I can fix you up. I can straighten you up. I can make you better." And I'm like, wow, this doctor really knows what he's doing. You could feel something different about this doctor. You could feel the way this doctor really truly cared about his patients. But my one and only question to the doctor was, I told him, I said, "Doc, I have one question for you, and one question only. Am I going to be in a full body cast after this surgery? Because if I am, I don't want to go through this again, because that was an absolute nightmare." And his response was, "No, you're not." So then, after he gave me the assurance that I will not have to be wearing a full body cast and go through that misery again, I said, "What do we have to do next? What's our next step?" So they guided me through step by step what happens next. When surgery was canceled. So, long story short, 3 months later, surgery was scheduled for September 11th, 2010. The year that I graduated high school. I was worried about how I was going to graduate high school, because this was my senior year in high school. But the district was able to accommodate my home, get me a home teacher to bring me homework to the house after surgery. But going back to surgery, surgery was scheduled for September 11th, 2010. I was there a couple of days before. It was very complicated surgery. I can't explain what all went down. It was an 8-hour surgery. I call it a break and rebuild. They broke my bones apart and rebuilt me back together. Like I said, I don't know exactly all that went down. All I know that a lot went down during the surgery. It was an 8-hour surgery with multiple doctors rotating. Recovery was tough, but they basically, I was in the recovery room. After a surgery like that, the doctor had said, after a typical surgery like that, it takes about a few weeks, 3 weeks to actually recover. I was 3 weeks to actually recover from surgery like that. But with my motivation and having an extremely positive attitude, I was back home within 5 days, recovering at home, because I felt like I could recover better at home than in the hospital, even though all the staff were absolutely amazing. And the way um, that hospital is, Shriners Children's Hospital in Portland, is a hospital like no other, in my opinion. It, you being a patient there, it doesn't feel like you're in a hospital. They make you feel literally at home. They treat you like like a wonderful, wonderful patient. They make you truly feel at home. I really didn't want to leave, to be honest with you, because everyone was so friendly and treated me exponentially well. So I was out of there in 5 days. A month later, I returned for rehab. Um, Once again, with my motivation to recover and do therapy to get my strength back. Uh, the, the therapist said in his 10-20 year career, he's never seen somebody complete the therapy course that usually takes a week to complete it in 3 days. After I completed my therapy sessions and courses, the doctor had said, "We'll see you in 3 months for another follow-up to see how you're doing." Fast forward 3 months, I came back on a train, the Amtrak train for my appointments and follow-ups, and the doctor says you're doing fabulous. You're exceeding my expectations. In the 20 years that I've been, doing this, he says you're exceeding my expectations. He was just surprised at how well I've progressed in healing after such a major surgery. Also, at that point, he said, "Well, you are now fully restored to the best of your ability and my ability. My next advice to you is stay active, keep moving, don't stop moving, and continue to be the inspirational aspect that you have been for all of our staff and for me and for everyone around you, because you have truly inspired me to continue to do what I love to do as a doctor. So continue to inspire other people the way you've inspired us, just by being the positive light that you are as a person." So today, to this day, I still walk with crutches, with forearm crutches, but I walk straighter. My legs are straight. My whole body is aligned and straight. I feel great. I can walk longer distances. And I enjoy life to my fullest potential. I hope everyone today, this testimony, this story, helped inspire someone, helped motivate someone. My advice to anyone who might be struggling out there, my struggle is daily. I wake up on a daily basis and my body feels slightly different. Due to weather. So after my last and final checkup at Shriners Children's Hospital, my doctor's advice uh, really stuck into my head to this day. And he said, you might end up walking with crutches for the rest of your life like you've always been for most of your life. But you will remain walking straight and strong after this operation. As long as you continue to walk, continue to move, keep moving, and don't stop. So that advice right there still sticks with me to this day and will remain as my main motivational drive on a daily basis. Because when I wake up in the morning, my daily morning is like a brand new gift. I treat it like a brand new gift from the Lord. You know, I wake up in the morning, I said, thank you, Lord, for another day that you've given me as a gift. Because truly, in my life, it is a daily gift, like a brand new gift. A brand new gift with a brand new day. And I credit a lot of people that have helped me from the very beginning. First of all, I'd like to thank my parents who have been there for me since the very beginning, who've been through more than I've been through, but they've stuck with me. I'd like to thank all of my friends, family, doctors, all of this staff, and who've been there with me since step one, since day one, who've helped me up. But above all, I'd like to thank God, who had kept my faith strong during the tough times, who gave me the answer to my prayers. Yes, it took a very long time, but I didn't lose faith. You know, I kept faith in Him. I didn't lose the faith in Him, and I believed in the power of prayer. I continued to have faith. I continued to pray, and I still pray, and I still believe in my faith and in God on a daily basis, because I know He's the one that drives me. He's the one that gives me my daily gift on a daily basis, to live and be the inspirational light that I can be to everyone that I come across with. I come across meeting new people every day. I like to be social. I like to meet new people. I like to talk. And the people that I come across with on a daily basis, they are afraid to ask me about my condition. And I can sense, I can see that they're afraid to ask me. And I tell them right off the bat, I said, don't be afraid to ask me about my condition, because this is what God wants. He wants me to be that positive influence to people through my condition. So don't be afraid to ask me about my condition or anything about me. I love to share my experience. You know, I love to share my struggles. I love to share anything. So I want to also advise to everyone who's watching this video that don't hesitate or don't be afraid to ask for help. You know, don't be afraid to, you know, if you're in need of any kind of help or any kind of assistance, don't be afraid to ask for help, because there is someone there to help, you know, with anything that you might need. you know, and if you if you're struggling, or you need somebody to reach out to, you know, send some positive thoughts, or say a prayer, you know, because I am a Christian. I was raised a Christian. I believe in God, and I'm a true testament in the power of prayer, because I've lived through it. This is my life. I want to thank everybody for sticking around to the end of this video, for the, you know, for giving me the opportunity to share my my story, my struggles. Please don't hesitate to comment or ask me any questions about my condition. You know, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll try to respond to everyone's comments, questions. If you found this video helpful, or you know somebody that could use the extra inspiration from this video, please don't hesitate to share it with your friends, family. I really appreciate your time and everything today. I thank you for giving me the time to share my life experience. It was tough for me. I hope it was informational and educational. Until the next video, God bless.